What is up and what's happening, my Auburn fans? I wanted to hop on here tonight and talk a little bit about how massive that week 1 victory was, and hopefully, Daniel, it's nice to see you. I'm glad you could be in here tonight. Hopefully, we have a couple more hop in here and join us. But I just wanted to talk about starting the season off on the right foot, starting the season off 1-0. And I don't think everybody in this state can honestly say that they're 1-0 right now. And after what we watched yesterday, I would hate to be one of those programs that played a team that was 2-10 last year and got absolutely dominated in the trenches. But, some said that was going to happen to us. And we were going to go out to Waco and we were going to lose. And we had been playing paper football for months. And we were talking about how, 3 quarterbacks were going to play, and we had 4 or 5 offensive coordinators and things like that. And I feel like maybe, some other teams in the state of Alabama should have had maybe 4 or 5 different play callers. I don't know. I heard the one play caller that they did have was going to have the greatest offense in college football history. I was told those things. I didn't believe them, but that's what I was told. And so, you only muster 17 points up and you're 0-1. We're not 0-1. You're 0-1. So I'm going to sit back and enjoy that for right now. I'm going to have some fun with it because we have had 5 years of not being very good and mediocrity, and not even that, really, just plain out embarrassment of the Auburn football program. But Friday night felt good, and the reason why I think it was so great to just go out to Waco and dominate is because now you heard a lot of the talking heads at ESPN and Fox and other different podcasts on 3, 247, Auburn staring down the barrel at 2-4. If you lose to Baylor, you're going to be 2-4. Well, now, what did we talk about all off season? We talked about winning in Waco, starting 1-0, and being ranked in the top 25 in week 2, coming home to Jordan-Hare Stadium, playing Ball State at night, which is a game that you should win. Now you might see 3 quarterbacks Saturday night, right? Now you might see 3. Okay, so I wish you would come out like, no, only 1 quarterback's playing. Only 1 quarterback is playing, just to throw everybody off, and honestly, to just be a smart aleck, because I think a lot of times the media just is looking for something with you, and so I wish when he's asked this week, I wish he would say, "No, we're only going to play 1 guy. We want to grow with Jackson." And the other 2 guys, they'll play later in the year. I think that would be hilarious, just to be a smart aleck, man, because I absolutely love the whole 3 quarterback and the visor throwing. Hey, my coach throws visors. Somebody else coach in this state, he stares into the sun and looks dazed and confused. So, I want the visor throw guy. That's who I want. So, look, they said you were staring down 2-4. They said you were looking at it right down the barrel, right? Now you're going to be staring down the barrel of 3-0. You're going to be staring down the barrel of potentially being a top 20 team going to Norman, Oklahoma. You're going to be staring down the barrel of maybe, I haven't looked at the slate of games that week, but maybe a College Game Day says, hey, we want to go to Norman for Oklahoma and Auburn. This is, hey, remember the headlines are there. It's Mateer versus Arnold. Jackson coming from Oklahoma Friday night. All you heard out of Oklahoma fans was, well, he's a great runner, but you don't really know about the passing game. You'll see, though. You'll see. What did Jackson Arnold do in the passing game Friday night to make you feel like he couldn't throw? One of his biggest throws was that 3rd and 8 to Horatio Fields. That's probably going to go down as one of the bigger throws in Auburn's season this year because of the weight that was on top of that throw. Everything that come with that throw. What was the main thing we've said all offseason? Go make a play and change the trajectory of Auburn football. Go make a play late when it matters. And what did Auburn do? Jackson Arnold drops back. He sees Horatio Field. There's some hand fighting. Horatio makes a great catch. Jackson puts the ball on the money. Horatio fights for a first down. And that, my friends, is what I have talked about for a year now with making plays when it matters. Shout out to Hugh Freeze for not getting away from a game plan, because all we've heard this weekend when we have sat back and we've watched other teams play is, well, these receivers, they're going to transfer because you got the shiny vehicles out there, but you don't throw them the ball, all right? You don't put any wear and tear on the tires. Well, Hugh Freeze, we saw last year where he would go away from game plans and he would try different things. This year, he stuck to the game plan, y'all. He stuck to it, and he said, hey, what did Jackson say? I had to swallow my pride. Hugh cut him off and said, yeah, it was really hard to do it, but I had to. I had to do it in order to win this football game. He had to do it. So, I hear all the outsiders and the non-believers of Jackson Arnold. But, y'all, he made a big-time throw up the seam to Malcolm. And I think if he would have let it develop even more, I think Malcolm runs by everybody, and that's a touchdown. But I'm okay with in the position that we were in. It was 2nd and 15, I believe. And Jackson stepped up, and he put it right on Malcolm's numbers. He didn't lead him for a potential pick. He put it right on his numbers. Malcolm slightly turns, catches it, and gets the first down. Then Auburn's cooking, man. I think that was a great throw. Then I get on TikTok today, and this guy, he's sitting there, and he's like, well, I'm going to do a film evaluation on Jackson Arnold. And if I'm sorry if y'all hear my kids in the background, they're going crazy. Levi got a dinosaur toy today, so he's just all over the place. So I can hear him in my headset. But this guy goes to do a film breakdown on Jackson Arnold. So, of course, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to watch it, and they're talking about the throw to Cam. And they're like, well, it was a terrible throw if he leads him. And the whole time I'm sitting here, and I'm like, if he leads him? I'm like, what are you talking about if he leads him? If he leads him, he throws the damn ball out of bounds. What are you talking about? I don't get some of these analysis and these breakdowns of, well, Jackson made a terrible throw. No, go back and watch the throw and where Jackson Arnold and Baylor's defender was at. All right, Jackson puts one up for his 6'3" receiver to go up and get it where nobody else could. Was it slightly underthrown? Sure. You want to know why? Because Cam's going to the sideline. You don't lead him there. You put the ball at its highest point and let Cam go get it. And that's what he did. Cam comes down with it. He's going to win those matchups. Especially when the defender's trailing him like that. He's at a disadvantage. Cam's going to go up and high point that football. If you lead Cam there, he throws it out of bounds. I don't like all these, well, Jackson Arnold played terrible. No, he did the right thing. He gave Baylor a nice little, hey, you're going to give me this, so I'm going to take this. And that's exactly what he did all night long. And people were, well, you still got to take shots. No, you don't. You don't have to take shots. You don't have. That's how turnovers happen. You don't have to force things. If Baylor's going to stay in that too high, they're going to play shell all night. And they're not going to bring people down on the box to stop the run because they don't want to get beat deep. So what do? Because that's what it's created to do. It was created to slow Auburn and their wide receivers down. Baylor did not want to give up the 75-yard touchdown. They wanted to try to make Jackson Arnold and Auburn drive the length of the field because they knew the firepower that Auburn had. Now, can you take a shot at Dave Aranda for sitting there and saying, okay, well, we're just never going to come out of it? Did I think it was a little crazy for him to never come out of it? I think at some point he might have should have tried to come out of it, but you also got to know that this man literally stood in front of a camera and was 100% honest with you and said, hey, our defensive backs are not good. So I get why he didn't. And Jackson made him pay. He just – look, Auburn at one point ran the same play 3 times in a row. They ran the same play 3 times in a row. And they said, hey, if you're not going to come up and stop this, we're going to continue to run it. And I think Hugh Freeze took a lot of heat on that last year, where he would shy away from things that were working, and he didn't Friday night. So I'm tired of hearing about the Jackson Arnold slander and, oh, you're going to see the real Jackson Arnold when people, they got great defenses and they can stop the run game and everything. Look, one thing that can't be accounted for is Jackson's ability to move out of the pocket and go make plays. And I thought Baylor did some great things the other night, and Jackson avoided defenders. He broke a couple tackles, and he still got out and made plays. That's the difference with, Oklahoma might be able to stop the design QB run, but Jackson Arnold has that element where he can get out and he can give a little wiggle, like the other night when he rolled right and you were like, oh man, he's not going to make it to the first, and he kind of like hesitated, and when he hesitated, it froze the Baylor linebacker. He was like, oh no, and he froze him just enough so Jackson could get to the corner and he can get the ball over the first down marker. That's all it takes. That's the difference with Jackson, is I didn't know he was this athletic, and he's pretty dang good. So I think that's something that people aren't accounting for, is you watch a play like that, man. When I watched it back, he rolls right, he feels pressure, he rolls right, and he sees a lane, and he goes, okay, I got a linebacker here, but I got to give him a hezzy. Man, when you do things like this, you're playing the game at a high level, and you've done it for quite some time. And those are the things where these guys who watch these high school kids, and you say, oh, well, this guy sucks, he shouldn't have been a 5-star. They don't miss a lot of times, okay? They're way more right than they are wrong. So when we kept being told that there was something there with Jackson Arnold, there was 5-star potential there, all he had to do was just unlock it. It was there for a reason. And you're seeing that because these guys don't miss a lot. They study these kids for years. And that's my big issue with the Jackson Arnold haters, and I think it's mostly Oklahoma fans. I mean, your boy threw a pick against who? Illinois State last night? Or Indiana State, or whoever you played? I don't know. Cupcake Central week 1. So, I mean, you're talking a lot of smack, but I think they were beating Illinois State like 21-3 at half. Okay, we'll find out in 3 weeks. So I'm tired of the talking. I feel like another school in this state wanted to talk a lot and take jabs a lot at Hugh Freeze and his recruiting efforts. But what you should have been doing is maybe been worrying about Florida State. I think that's what you should have been doing. And Tommy Castellanos, all you did was make fun of Tommy C, saying, hey, they don't have Nick Saban. What a dot from Carson Beck. They don't have Nick Saban to save them. Then, oh, he's crazy. Alabama's going to punish him. They got up there at SEC Media Days. Yeah, it'll be handled on the field. Dog, I saw no effort. None. No effort. I saw kids jogging out there for Alabama. Zero effort. Florida State took their souls. And the Earl Little kid for Florida State will absolutely pop you. He will pop you, son. He will come downhill and put a hat on a freaking hat and make you pay for whatever decision you make. He will hit you. Ooh, he almost missed it. I was really impressed with Florida State and their efforts, but I got to keep taking the little jabs at Bama because all we heard all summer was Hugh golfs too much and Hugh can't recruit and Auburn's recruiting class sucks and so I mean you lost to a team that was 2-10 last year, so you might want to worry about that instead of worrying about Auburn all the time because I've never seen Big Bro care about Little Bro so much before in my life, but that's how it goes. So. Daniel says Trigg is a dude. I want to get over here to these comments, and we'll scroll back up. But I just saw this one out of the peripheral, and I got to point this one out because, man, I did not think. I'll be honest with you, I did not think Baylor. I didn't respect their offense the way they were being hyped up. I knew Sawyer was good, but I didn't know he was that good. I knew their receivers were good. I didn't know they were that good. I knew Trigg was pretty solid because he was an SEC guy. I didn't know he was that dang good. They're really good. That is why a bunch of Auburn fans are really worried about, well, we gave up 419 yards. And I'm like, yeah, we gave up 419 yards to Sawyer Robertson, but when you really go look at it, man, they throw the ball 50 times a game. And he puts up those numbers almost against everybody. He's going to throw for yards because it's the scheme they run, and their receivers are going to get open, and it's really hard to cover those cats. And like I told y'all, I think Spavital draws things up to get his guys open. You saw him throw his hands in the air when they were down at the goal line and went for it. He felt like he had an open guy, and Sawyer missed him. And they went back and showed the replay, and he was open. So I think he draws things up really well and gets those guys open and in spots where they can make plays. And I think he's a great offensive coordinator, but I also think they have magnificent weapons. I think that offense is really, really good. I think they're going to do a lot of damage in the Big 12, and I'm excited to see if they go play in that Big 12 championship and they get a playoff berth. Now, talking about the future for Auburn, another reason why this is such a great win is because what if that comes into play at the end of the year for Auburn? Okay? What if that comes into play at the end of the year when let's say Baylor goes on and wins a Big 12 championship. Let's say Auburn is 9-3, and let's just say you lose to Texas A&M, Georgia, and let's say you just drop a fluky one to Vanderbilt, okay? Those are your 3 losses. You got a Big 12 champion on your resume that you got a dub on the road at their house, and then you got another loss. I mean, you got a loss to Georgia, who's also a playoff team. So you got a win against a playoff team and you got a loss against a playoff team. That's a pretty dang good resume. And I don't know if it gets us into the playoffs, but what did we say coming into the year? I sat here for months saying I just want Auburn to be in the talks of the college football playoff discussion. Do we have to make it this year? No. I'm not going to be upset if Auburn goes 8-4 or 9-3 and they slightly miss out on the college football playoff. I'm not. But I want to be in the conversation late. And I think this Baylor win is going to do numbers as we move on into the season. That's why I think it's massive. That's why I wanted to get on here and talk about it. That's why I want to look into the future of Auburn's schedule, man. And it sets up so well, especially if you can go 2-1 in this stretch of at Oklahoma, at A&M, and Georgia at home. If you could somehow only lose one of those 3 games, y'all, we're cooking. We're cooking. It could be special times on the plains. The Hugh Freeze hot seat stuff could go away. That's what excites me now. That's why I'm so hyped up about this last Friday night. You went and made the plays late. Rayshawn Pleasant shows up on special teams. Your quarterback makes a throw late. You got a receiver, big body guy makes a catch late. Your two running backs run so dang hard. They're getting first downs. Your quarterback on 4th and 1 makes a play late. Eric Singleton Jr., they flash for him. Jackson takes it, man. You made constant plays late. So if you can get through that stretch and not go 0-3 in that stretch, Auburn's cooking. They're cooking with grease, baby. That's why I'm so excited. And it feels really, really good to be the number 1 team in the state of Alabama right now. I want to pound that topic. It feels really, really good that if you follow me on Facebook, I drop my top 10 teams in the state of Alabama. Go check it out. No lies detected there. I dropped my top 10. Alabama sitting at 9 right now. A couple of high school teams ahead of them. Since they want to make the little high school Friday night jokes. Yeah, y'all should have been playing on Friday night. OU fans are saying wait for the real Jackson on when he gets pressured. They're just mad he left. That's it. They're just mad he left. The Weakest Link says, let's go. War down, baby. Y2K says, sick 'em Bears. Hey, head up, baby, head up. Good ball club. Going to win a lot of games, brother. Going to win a lot of games. We winning it all. Shoot, I wish, man. Usually we do. We do really well when we're not expected to do much. And there's still doubters out there because I think there's going to be until we go on the road and either beat Oklahoma or Texas A&M. There's going to be doubters with Auburn and Hugh Freeze until we do something like absolutely massive. So Brett says, hey, Daniel, what happened to the blowout? Yeah, Daniel, you gotta speak up to this, dog. You gotta chime up. Like, I gotta hear you. It's a big change of pace from last year. We would have lost 27-17 with PT with a pick six in the fourth to still seal the loss. You know, the difference, and I was watching the game with my brother and my dad, the difference, and I'm not trying to harp on PT, but the difference is there was a 3rd and 3 Friday night, and it was Jackson Arnold design run, and Jackson's a yard away, and you see him lower his shoulder, and he fights for the first down. And my dad just kind of like sat up in his seat, and he said, whew. He said, hadn't been seeing a lot of that lately. That's all he said. He just hadn't been seeing a lot of that lately, he said. That's a guy that wants it. It's a guy that wants it. I agree. That's the difference, man. I think you got a guy that truly fits what you want to do. He wants it. He's got that winning mentality, that winning attitude. And I think it gels the guy. I think Hugh Freeze has finally got a guy that he believes in. What's up, Auburn Dad? How we doing tonight, man? Happy Sunday, Labor Day tomorrow, man. Hope everybody enjoys it. Me and my family, we're going to the water park tomorrow, and we're going to have some fun. We're going to relax and then come home and watch TCU in North Carolina. I think North Carolina's quarterback transferred from South Alabama, and he won the starting job for tomorrow night. So hope everybody enjoys that one. Yeah, Bama lost, Auburn Dad. We love to see it, baby. We love to see it. War Eagle fam. I'm still feeling that high from Friday night. Can't wait to see this team in action again. That's what's up, Miss Devin. And we always shout out Miss Devin. She was there. She was loud. She kept us updated on certain calls during the game, and just shout out to her. Shout out to her. I'm still not convinced until OU or Texas A&M. Well, Daniel, I can tell you this. The thing about this game is I'm not convinced that we go play for a national championship, right? Like, I'm not convinced that we even make the college football playoffs. But one thing I am convinced on is that we're better than last year, And last year we went 5-7, but we had the opportunity last year to do even better than that. I really think last year we had the opportunity to go 8-4, and we're even better than we were last year. That's what I saw Friday night. So you clean some things up on the defensive side of the ball, which I don't think it's really that bad. Like I said, I just think Baylor has a really nice offense, and I think Jake Spavital can really draw it up. I think he's really, really good. War Damn fam, what's up, Brett? My guy, how we doing? And then if we beat either of them or both, you won't be convinced until Georgia just cut the crap. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Moving those goalposts is per usual. Yeah, like I'm not asking you to be convinced that we're winning the Natty, but I am asking you to at least be convinced that we're way better than we were last year or the last couple of years. Now that we beat Baylor, all the experts say it's just a great point. Great point. I've saw this all over the internet the last 2 days. All off season, you hype Baylor up and you say Baylor could win the Big 12. Baylor this, Baylor that. And now it's, it was just Baylor. You're supposed to beat Baylor. Okay, well, which one is it? Is Auburn a bottom tier SEC program, or what is it? Are we supposed to lose? Are we going to get blown out by Baylor, or now we're just supposed to beat them? So 1 minute you say that we should be up here, and then the next minute you say, you're really down here, but it's Baylor. So once again you think we're up here. So what is it? Because I'm confused at this point with where you're taking all this about, you should have beat Baylor. Well, and now it's, we played Florida State, a team that's way better than Baylor. Yeah, come on. I don't get that part either. I think we beat Bama. I think we beat TA. I think we beat TA. Belt Tass. Sorry if you didn't know what it stood for. Sorry. Just had to let you know. But y'all did what y'all had to do. Aranda played it the only way to give us a chance. Take the kick return away and maybe a turnover. We would be talking about something else. Auburn is good, no doubt. I agree 100%. I agree. I am 100% down with that. And I will not take credit away from Baylor. I think they're a hell of a team. And I've said twice now. I've said twice on these lives. They are better than what I thought. They really, really were. And that Sawyer Robertson is a dog. He's a certified dog in my book. He really is. Daniel, don't try and convince us you're not a Bammer. 100%. Daniel, it's time to eat that crow, son. Yeah, you got to step up to the mic, brother. You got to step up to the mic. Ryan Williams walking into FSU holding a T-Rex stuffed animal Bama can keep. Well, damn, fam, great weekend. What's up, Miss Karen? How are we doing? Daniel says also Baylor is a good team, no doubt. 100%. I'm glad you're finally coming around, man. 100% agree, Mike. 100% agree. We talked about that one. Trigg is a dude. Rolling through these comments, man, we got 2 non-con games coming up to shore up the defense and passing game. Have some faith. 100%. 100%. That's what I try to tell Auburn fans. Calm down real quick. We got 2 non-cons. You got one against Ball State, one against South Alabama. One thing about Baylor is, I'll make my point here, is I don't think you're going to see as many complex offenses in the Southeastern Conference as you did Baylor. Baylor was so quick to just, scheme it up, man. Spavital, with the action, like that 4th and 9 play. That fourth, he put Caleb Harris in a situation where he had to make a choice, and it didn't work out. And then Champ couldn't recover. I just thought he ran really, really great offense. I thought he called it to perfection, and it was impressive, man. I don't know if you're going to get those types of offenses week in and week out in the Southeastern Conference. So, and I also don't know if you're going to get a team like Baylor to throw it 50 times a game in the Southeastern Conference. So, there are some things that we do have to work on. I think tackling needs to be a little bit better. Once again, 3rd and long needs to be a little bit better. 4th and long, maybe. I don't think in the SEC we're going to have as many people do that on us. But, yeah, I think we're going to be just fine, brother. I really do. I really do. I think we're going to be just fine. Texas A&M didn't look very good. Look, I don't ever believe in Texas A&M. I really don't. I don't ever believe in Texas A&M. Y'all could be 5-0 heading into Georgia. I hope so, Y2 guy. I think we drop a game somewhere just because it's on the road, Southeastern Conference. It's just really hard to win on the road. I think Kenyatta said it best. Really hard to win on the road week 1. Got to throw my shots, baby. Got to throw my shots. Kudos to our 4 play callers. Great job, Hugh, Nix, Kenton, Deuce. That's great stuff. That is wonderful, wonderful stuff. Oh, man. Wonderful stuff right there. Yeah, OU didn't dominate either. I don't know. It's week 1. We'll see. We'll find out where Oklahoma sits this week with Michigan, week 2. We will find out all we need to know about Oklahoma. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. Jackson Arnold has swagger, and that is what I love the most. He commented that offense. That offense and was a leader on and off the field. Fantastic. Okay, so here's my big thing with Jackson. Okay, here's my big thing with Jackson. Devin, I agree 150% with Jackson. He was calm. He was cool. He was collected. He didn't force anything. He didn't go crazy. He didn't panic. And the smile when he scored and got in the end zone, he did the dance and all that. Like that right there showed me that this kid is oozing with confidence. And what we heard all offseason was just a bunch of hoopla. And I don't respect it because all I heard was he don't believe in Jackson Arnold. He don't believe in Jackson Arnold. Jackson Arnold's fine, y'all. He's fine. What's up, Thomas? He commanded the offense. There we go. That's what I thought you were trying to say. That's what I thought you were trying to say. Hank Brown had 4 passing yards yesterday. Is he even starting? I guess not much. I know Iowa don't throw the ball, so he might be starting. Baylor didn't have the depth to stop both. Our only chance was to keep them from passing. 100% agree. 100% agree. Hugh Freeze was the MVP because he didn't change the game plan. Woo! Come on now, Y2K. Come on, brother. You're speaking facts there. Last year, he would have changed it. Yes, Y2K. There were times last year when he tried to force the passing game. When the run game was working, we lost those games. For sure. For sure. That's the big difference right there, man. That is the big difference, and we want to see more of this Hugh Freeze than that Hugh Freeze. And that's why I was so proud of him. Because I've always told y'all this, it's not in his DNA to run the football. It's not. He wants to throw it. He's open about it. He'll tell you that he wants to throw the football. It's not in his DNA, but he loves it, all right? He loves to throw the football. And Friday night, we saw him love to run the football. That is what I loved about it, man. Thought it was great. Thought it was great stuff. Blake, I'm about tired of all the little brother talk. I have never seen it like that. The mouth-breathing draggers always showing up to an AU game in their version of red with that A with a mullet. Oh, man. It's just what I love seeing is you get knocked off your high horse and thinking that you're just going to continue this run of dominance and excellence for the rest of time. And you're not. You're not. It's just not going to happen. Doesn't care about their. That's just a lazy. I don't think a lot of people actually watch football. Dead taxes and Auburn running the football. What about? I told y'all for years, man. Even when Hugh become the coach, running the football is the bread and butter of Auburn football. It is what we've always done. It's what we will always do. Period. I don't care if we get Cedarian Morgan to flip from Alabama. Auburn will continue to run the dang ball. And if they ever stop it, they'll lose games. Just can't be throwing it out there. Can't be doing it. He said it. It's his own source. Man. We beating SMU. Come on now. Come on. I'd like to see it. I really would. That's going to be a good matchup. I could see Baylor going out there and getting them. Is that at home or at SMU? I can't remember. Oh, Notre Dame missed the wheel. I feel like the O-line got better as the game went on. Really happy with the wide receivers blocking too. A couple small things get tightened up, and we are dangerous. I agree 100%. I thought the offensive line played their tails off. I thought the offensive line brought it. I thought they played phenomenal. You had a couple hiccups like we all thought we would, right? Beginning of the game. Juices are flowing. You're finally getting to hit somebody that's not your teammate. I think that has a lot to do with it, right? Week 1, oh, there goes Notre Dame. Oh, he got the corner. He's out of bounds. That's a tough run. I think the juices are flowing, man. You're finally getting out of fall camp. You're getting to hit somebody else. You're getting to compete, right, at a high level in major college football. And so you're going to see the fall starts here and there and a couple holding calls and things like that, or illegal man downfield. You get a little antsy. So there is some things we got to clean up. But I thought overall, late in the second half when you needed it, Auburn was moving folks like we thought they would. But Auburn was moving folks, and I don't think, even if this offensive line has like a bad game, I don't think it's going to keep you. I don't think it's going to be the sole reason you lose a game. Okay? I don't think Auburn's offensive line, you're going to point to the offensive line and be like, oh, well, that's why we lost the game. I don't think we're going to have that this year. I think it's going to have to be other factors like turnovers or things like that. I think this Auburn offensive line is shored up as long as they stay healthy. Now, if you have an injury, that's different. Baylor doesn't play BYU this year, so I'm all for them popping off and making it to the Big 12 championship. Love it. Love it. I want Baylor to take this loss and run with it and win everything in the Big 12 and make Auburn look just fantastic. So I think we're all huge Baylor fans. Y2K, I think we're pulling for you guys. Stay with the game plan and tackle better, and y'all going to do some great things. Yeah, and I agree with Brett and what he said. Fall camp, there's tackling restrictions in the day and age that we live in, and not getting to tackle a whole lot. And sometimes you see some lazy things in week 1. And I think you saw a couple of lazy things from Auburn in week 1. But I think it'll be addressed. I think DJ said that we had a lot of babies out there. We had a lot of young guys. We were rotating guys. And some of those guys will fall out of the rotation and they won't play as much. And some guys will play more, So I did like to hear that confidence. Oh, he fumbled. Oh, he went right back to the quarterback. He fumbled. Stay with the – okay, I read that one. I went right off Devon's. Daryl Dapp said Sawyer Robertson is the best QB our defense will see all year. Yeah, he's right. He is right. He's right. That Sawyer Robertson is an absolute dog. I will tell you, he is an absolute dog. I was super impressed with him, especially after he got the little knee injury where he got hit on the leg. Whoa, man, what a play. What a play. CJ Carr roaming around, making a play, finding the receiver in the end zone. And Notre Dame is about to tie this thing up. That's what DA told Lou in his interview. He said, tell them the 3 things: death, taxes, and Auburn running the football. Yeah. And that's true. That's true, man. It's always been the bread and butter. So, look, when we look at it, the jaw haters are still going to be out until we prove it or whatever. But this Baylor win was huge. We want to see Baylor continue to grow and have success. We want to see Baylor win a Big 12 championship because that's going to make this win look phenomenal on your resume at the end of the year. And even if it's to just get into a big-time bowl game and bring the life back to Auburn football, I think it does wonders. And then you really look at that 3-game stretch right there at Oklahoma, at A&M, and Georgia at the crib. If you can get through that and survive it, Auburn is now cooking instead of staring down the barrel at a 2-4 start like the media heads and the talking heads were talking about all off season. So I thank y'all for joining me tonight, man. Have a great Labor Day weekend. Stay safe. No drinking and driving. War Damn Eagle. I will see y'all this week. Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Central. Like I said, War Damn, baby. We're out.
College football is even more exciting when you've got some action on the line, and the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the Voice of College Football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread, and I've got a 40-plus year track record. 11-0 in the college football playoff for me last year against the money line, 8-3 against the spread. And I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill of Wager Talk is our ace in the hole, show stopper. 7 years with the Voice of College Football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly under-the-radar pick. 28-12 against the spread the last 3 years. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Corey Bratta, Matt Zemek, and Steve Dace. Check out those numbers. Become a YouTube or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click join, and then select the betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2025 a winner now.